En nu verder met Russische pianomuziek, nieuwe Russische pianomuziek. Uit de cyclus 7 Melodies for the Dial van componist Vladimir Genin, het stuk Wrinkles in the Glass. En dat is gecomponeerd in 2011 en de pianiste die het speelt is Olga Domnina. Wrinkles in the Glass, Olga Domnina. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. Thank you for playing
Thank you.
this beautiful piece. First of all, because we're going to talk about Vladimir Genin, who was the composer of this piece. But first of all, you studied at the Gnesin School Institute in Moscow. I always have this romantic feeling about this institute. Is that a right feeling, or?
I think it's a right feeling because you know the Moscow Conservatory, it's very straight, very kind of imperial thing for Russia. But Gnesin started by two sisters. It was, you know, more cozy, but now it's like Moscow Conservatory. So many great musicians graduated from the Gnesin's Academy. And now it's exactly kind of the same level of importance and to grow up kind of the best musicians of Russia.
What year you started there, or what age?
What age? You see, first I started at the Gnesin's College from 15 to 19, and from 19 to 24 I was at the Academy with a fantastic professor, Mikhail Arkadiev, who is really something for our days piano teaching, in my view. And
what is our days piano teaching?
You know, I think we this world thinks more about technique, more about you must be brilliant. But we forget about the soul of music and kind of the spirit, inspiration of that, about, you know, all of that, and we take more advantage from a technique, but sometimes it's so dry, it's nothing to speak about. And that's why I think this Professor Mikhail Arkadiev keeps the spirit of music in his hands, in his brain, in his soul, and he puts it, all of the information, his ideas to the students. And that's why I think all his students have this kind of little bit of signature from him.
And he also was the guy who put you in contact with?
Yes, absolutely. He is an old friend of Vladimir Genin, and he put me in contact with him, and we decided to work together, and Vladimir wrote this huge piano cycle for me.
7 pieces?
Yeah, it's 7 pieces.
Can you explain the title a little bit?
Yeah, it's
7 Melodies for the Dial.
Yes, because you know, it all came from the 77th sonnet by Shakespeare. We put all the names of the pieces, and we looked at the whole cycle, and Vladimir decided to put this name, 7 Melodies for the Dial. The idea of eternity, the idea of time, which eats us, which digests us, which absorbs us. We are like small pieces for the eternity. And this is, I think, very lonely music. Somehow Vladimir is very bright personality and fantastic personage, but deeply in his heart, I think he is a very lonely person. And this cycle, it's not for, you know, for the kind of collective mind, for the, you know, like Beethoven pieces sometimes, Ninth Symphony, for huge amount of people. But his music just for you and nobody else. You alone, you will stay alone with yourself. You will speak with yourself for the time of this cycle, I think.
Technically, and it's a very demanding piece for you.
Yes, yes, but also it's not the main thing. You should kind of put it as a, you know, as the second level of mind. If you are right with the feeling, you will not think about that, and it will come out, not automatically, but kind of unconsciously.
And what's on the first level?
The spirit, the huge demand of the soul of this music to put up all the ideas of Vladimir.
Is it really in the Russian tradition? I mean,
I don't think so. Vladimir absorbed somehow all European culture and Russian as well. But I think he's something, if I would speak about his style, it's like between Bartók, Mahler and Shostakovich and all Russian folk music, which he absorbed so deeply.
Tell me a little bit, because you told in an interview that you got really emotional by playing the 6th piece of this cycle.
Yes, because time's feverish progress, it's the climax of the whole cycle. It's absolutely the climax, no way to avoid it. And there are two passacales there, which is, I would say, the lyrical climax of the whole cycle. And it's so much lament there that for the first month I was crying all the time when I was starting to play that. After I got used to it.
And now?
And
not anymore, or?
Not anymore.
Okay.
But you know, kind of the rest of it in me. But
Can you give a little example of it?
yeah.
Because it's beautiful.
Stop, unfortunately, because I will not play now the climax accords and the climax kind of bars of that, because it will be already kind of all movie I told
Really?
you, all is kind of all is about. That's why it will be too much.
Okay.
And
Olga, it's a brave thing to do, to come with new Russian piano music, especially written for you on this
yeah,
prestigious label.
yeah.
Thank you for that. And you will be playing on the 25th of October here in the Kleine Zaal in
Yeah.
the Concertgebouw.
Yeah.
And now you're going to play a last piece, and it's number 4, huh? Or 5?
It's
5 on the
number
cycle.
5. Yes,
It's-
of Mouth Graves. It's Poor Evil.
Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dat was Of Mounted Graves van Vladimir Genin en Olga Domnina. Kunt u nog gaan beluisteren in de kleine zaal van het Concertgebouw. En dan wel op 25 oktober aanstaande. En natuurlijk is deze cd te koop met een prachtig werk.